Start webinar. Let's get this started. Hey there, everybody. This is Wayne. Wayne, very frustrated with Zoom doorbad because, sorry, but Zoom just operates differently every single time I use it. I was in live about 2 minutes ago, and it decided to just fill my entire big screen monitor up instead of giving me the ability to see any of my tabs. And I don't see the tabs at the bottom of my screen now. I can't see anything that helped me switch to share my screen, to know who's on the webinar with me, any of that. I can't see it. So I've got to now move my box around, which let's see if I'm able to do. I'm only seeing about half of the screen. Here we go. But now I need to make it smaller this way, which I can do. There we go. Now we're getting it. Now I can pull it up, make it a little smaller, pull it up. There. Finally, I see the button bar on the top, the button bar on the bottom, and where I can tell whether people are chatting or whether they're wanting to raise their hand or what they're doing. Well, I am in my Nampa, Idaho office this morning, or this afternoon, excuse me, and Mark is in Bangladesh. I'm assuming he never shows us himself, so I have no idea where he is. He might be on Mars. Are you on Mars today, Mark?
No, I'm at the same place I'm always at. So I'm at home.
Bangladesh, he's not in Mars. I thought he might be on Mars today. But anyway, that's a joke. But Mark is in Bangladesh and he is helping to organize. And this is our Thursday Chat with Wayne session. And I've got a series of topics that we'll discuss today, unless you've got something very specifically that you'd like to discuss. And you means people that are broadly in the audience. And guess what? Not very many of you out there. So most people will watch this as a replay. And I have some things that I'll talk about unless I see that you've got something very specific you'd want to talk about. And I'm not going to just talk about regenerative agriculture, and I'm not just going to talk about the soil food web. Because guess what? There's what some people would like to talk about day after day after day after day after day after day. Nothing else. But that's not me. And I talk about lots of topics. And I'm going to share my screen here in a second. And we're going to see what today's talk is going to be. So I've got it ready to share. Just a second. I've got to make this big again and go to more and go to share and share this screen and go here. Should be seeing PowerPoint presentation that says Talk with Wayne. Is that right? Mark, do you see that?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yep.
Now I just need to find from beginning, and there we go. Now it's showing across the whole screen. And I think I'm just over in the corner of it. So this is our Thursday Talk with Wayne session. And I use some AI. I do mostly things that I create myself. And I did not do that myself, though. Somebody kind of clicked, I didn't do that. So I have no idea why it just switched to slide number 2. Let's see. I'm going to go back and go to the subject, this page again. And I'm going to say from current slide and not, I hope it doesn't I didn't even have my hands were like this, and my keyboard is down on my lap, and I'm not touching it. So anyway, um, it just did it again. It just switched to today's roadmap, which is fine. So a little bit of a welcome and check-in, which is what we're doing right now. We're going to talk about building a community from scratch and use the parallel of Rockville and the Boise Boys. We're going to talk about crazy weather, hail, fire, and then the whole broad topic of why resilience isn't optional. It's going to be the main part of what we discuss. And then, Mark, why is it doing this? Why is it just
Is your
scrolling through slides on its own? I did not, my hands are here. I haven't touched anything.
is it on auto mode or something?
I guess
Yeah,
it
that might
is.
be auto mode.
I'm going to leave it here. I'm not going to, we're just going to look
Yeah.
at all the other front on the screen. So anyway, and again, if you have other topics and thoughts other than regenerative ag, I'm not going to talk about that today. Then, and I didn't do that either. Mark, it just something's going on. Somebody just paused it to put. Oh, I did not. My hands are out here. I didn't touch anything. Can you guys see that? To where it typed something, it put a box around my screen. I did not do that. It's kind of funny. It's not funny, really. All right, building community from scratch. And the example I'm going to use is the Boise Boys, and then I'm going to talk about Rockville Commons, which I spent most of the day today at, and came back, was delivering Preston, my new environmental manager, back so he could be home for his kids coming home from school at 3, and me getting started with the webinar at 3. And how many of you have heard of the Boise Boys? So put something in the chat if you've ever even heard of them. Mark, have you ever heard of the Boise Boys?
No, I haven't. So,
Well, I have another tool here that you guys know that I use, which is my super box, which I don't pay a subscription for. So I don't buy Netflix, I don't buy ESPN, I don't buy UFC. I have over, I gotta get another keyboard here. So I use 2 different monitors and 2 different keyboards and screens, but these are my favorites. But now I'm going to actually take it a step further and up to everything. There's 1,997 streaming platforms. Most people would call these stations. And just quickly, I'll scroll through a few of these. I'll stay on the So A and E, they're mostly alphabetical, and you're going to see they're really broad. Cartoon Network, Cheddar. What the heck is Cheddar? Never been there. Cinemax, CMT, never been there. Clio, Comedy Central, I've heard of that one. Cooking Channel, Discovery Science, all kinds of Discovery, bunch of Disney's. Magnolia, that one is one that I do know the people that do that. By the way, when you click on it, it doesn't just show up. You have to click there and then it goes to the Magnolia. So this is Restoration Road with Clint Hart. But I'm going to go in and look for. So this is live TV. So this means this show is 3 o'clock is Restoration Road with Clint Hart. Something I watch. I think Clint Hart is a great guy in what he does. So he's working on a project here somewhere, timber frame barn in upstate New York. He's deconstructed, shipped to Texas, and rebuilt There's a glass and leather studio in a crafts village just outside Waco. So that's telling you a little bit of the show. But I'm going to switch here and show you instead of the live TV, I'm going to go to what's called VOD. I'm going to look up the Boise Boys. So I'm going to do a search. Again, this is a super box. You can see it right down there. I'm pointing at it. I can see what we're seeing. Mark, go back to the spotlight on me because take away sharing my screen there.
All
That
right.
way, that way they'll see what I'm showing on the screen.
Okay. Yeah, now you're on screen.
Yeah. Okay. There's Boise Boys. And it is the name of a TV series. I just screwed up. Shoot, go back to search. Now I got to put it all back in again. There's mistakes you make, and sometimes you pay for them. How many of you ever heard of a super box? If you have heard of it, put it in the text, put yes, I've heard of it. If you haven't heard of it, put no. If you haven't heard of it, do you use it? And if you have heard of it and you don't use it, why? You can buy them online. You can buy them at places like Walmart here in this country. You can buy them, I think, at Amazon. I'm not positive about that. This is not a movie. So this should now give me a search, and I'm going to find a bunch of things. It won't just be the Boise Boys. There'll be a bunch of things. There's 2 pages. So there's Hardy Boys, Our Boys, and it's not finding the Boise Boys. So sometimes these things are not on this platform. Most of them are. But let me go back to page 1 and just see if I missed it. No, I just don't see it. Sometimes I have to go to movies. It's not a movie, but let's go to that and do the search again. Bus Boys, Miracles, Boys of 81. Beach Boys, Bad Boys, Boys and Girls. No, doesn't look like it. So we're going to try one other thing here. So I'm going to go back to home and back to VOD. And now instead of VOD, I'm going to do cinema. This costs about $350 at the most. You never pay another dime. This is not good that it's not showing anything. I was actually told this is not going to be supported anymore, this particular app. So it could be it's not. I don't want to exit the app. But let's go up and see if I can search it. So you pay a one-time fee for this box, and there's no subscription. You watch live shows, you can watch playbacks, you can watch things you just saved, which is what we're looking for here. So I'm putting Boise Boys in. There they are. So now I go up, go back to mouse mode, and then go up to Boise Boys. Click yes there, and then there they are. So these are two guys, camera just a little bit, where you see it a little better. And let's see if we can get the show to actually show up here. Well, it's got season 2, season 1. Let's click on season 2. And the Willow Tree Farmhouse. No links. That means it doesn't have a way to get to this. By the way, this is not on any big network. I think it is on HGTV, but we're going to go back. Let's skip ahead. Let's go up to season 2, episode 10. Okay, it's not helping us here. Let's go back to season 1. You don't find everything. This is very obscure. Boise Boys are meaning. Okay, so now let's go to season 1. Try them, try that. And since it's not showing me, oh, there we go. Let's try this one and see if the second one is. Boise is where I live, everybody. Nampa is a suburb of Boise. So I don't know these guys, but I'm going to actually work to learn to know them. And I'm going to be reaching out to them and getting to know them and seeing if they are available to work with me. One of the two has formed a coffee house here in our local area, and a combination of a coffee house and a product. So selling different kinds of touristy type products. He is an attorney. He is a lawyer. He is, excuse me, an engineer. And he did another show called The Apprentice back in the early 1990s. And he's just an interesting business guy. So I think he can be helpful because we want to do some things related to this as we do things with Rockville. So I'm going to go back to my slides here. So let's share the screen again, Mark.
You'll have to put it back on from your end.
Okay. Anyway, so that's that Clint Robertson was the attorney, and he was a runner-up on The Apprentice in 2010. So it hasn't been 20 years ago, but it's been a long time ago. Why is that just showing up like that? I don't know what that is. Luke Caldwell was a touring Christian musician, and he was a house flipper in Boise. I don't know exactly how they met. Neither of them had any TV production experience. They'd flipped houses together. That was the way they first, I guess, got together in business. They made 100 grand or more, 6 figures on the very first one they did. production company saw the dynamic, pitched it to HGTV, and they literally came out with the show, The Boise Boys. So they built a brand, not just a show. And the brand is Timber and Love and Friday Coffee House. That's their brand. And today, actually, they're launching an independent YouTube channel, no network, no gatekeeper. So we're going to actually go to that and see if we can see it here. So we're going to switch here and stay on this screen. And Mark, tell me if there are questions that I'm not seeing, because I'm going to go to YouTube now. And then we'll look up Boise Boys, and we'll see if it really did come out today.
An Environmental and Energy Study Institute. Saw because of the need to cool down servers, raising concerns about the huge environment.
This is Aaron Brockovich, who's a very famous environmental activist. Boise Boys TV show. 2 seasons, 20 episodes. 2K, it did just come out. Looks like they're out there. Let's go ahead and go to this. So I am sharing my screen, right, Mark?
Yes, we can see this YouTube channel.
Yeah. So we're going to see how, here it looks like this literally came out today. Let's go to it. So do you hear the music, Mark? They're playing just a little music behind there.
No, we cannot hear
It's
music.
stopped now.
Yeah.
It's stopped. Let's see.
Okay.
Do you hear it?
This is a scary process.
Yeah,
Do you-
we hear it now.
No.
Years.
Do you hear them talking?
All the
Yes.
design, all the decisions, and all the construction, all the money and time and effort. No one can understand it took to get this.
Are you hearing any of that, Mark, or is it just?
Yeah, we hear just little bit of sound, but not clear.
I didn't stop it either. I do not understand computers today. I did not touch it, and it just stopped playing.
Well, this is really just a dream come true. I know for me in particular,
So that's the two guys.
Community.
It's Caldwell and
That are
Richardson.
just cheap to build, but houses that will stand the test of time.
And it's going for like 30 seconds and then it stops. It just stopped again.
Greenway, a community by Timber and Love. That's what you've always wanted here. Thanks, yeah. I've always wanted to make it. I'll take that too. Okay. Today, we got an open house. We gotta go get something to eat. Thank y'all for coming out today.
So they obviously didn't just build a house. They built a whole subdivision here. I don't know why this is stopping about every 20 seconds. How do I, Mark, what am I doing wrong?
To
Why is it
actually see the community, come out, meet them, and talk to them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, you live in Boise long enough, you start to kind of get a sense for what people are looking for.
It seems like a really great area. It's close to the river. I love the look. I love the accent walls and just the aesthetic.
Did you answer me, Mark? Why is it like I'm now a minute 39 into this and it stopped 4 times already? Why does it do that?
Could be your keyboard issue. Is your keyboard okay? Maybe
I'm not touching my keyboard. It's not doing anything.
yeah, it shouldn't do that. I mean,
And
why is
just
it
the
doing it?
master bedroom felt so nice.
People always say developments take forever, but
So it looks like there's 3 houses here, and we're getting about 20 seconds each time we see them play. So that's Luke and Keith, the members of Boise Boys that I am going to meet. I guarantee it. Don't know them now, but I will find them here in the Boise area, and I will go to their restaurant and have some food there, and then I'm going to find out how they can help us make the planet better. And they're already probably doing some cool things too.
Yeah. City.
Now it's only playing like 10 seconds before it stops.
These coming into each one. Chicago, get it through the city as a subdivision. It just doesn't happen overnight. I mean, this is years in the making. Luke wants to feel that family space as soon as you walk in.
it's not about the square footage, it's about how it lives. What I wanted to prove from a design standpoint, I could design something that was elevated and that and we could still get top dollar. It's really nice. Use the space pretty well.
My favorite part was probably the texture and things like that. So
This has been massive success. Obviously, the first subdivision, I love the Spanish style. I think it's actually been people's favorite home here.
look right here. Look at the line of people still here. I mean, we're trying to get in the
2 hours later. Wow, Timber and Love.
Yeah.
First subdivision.
Heck yeah,
Pretty cool.
It's great. Good job, Luke.
Thanks, buddy. I thought this was gonna be done.
Well, it's supposed to be, Luke, and honestly, the timing on this house.
If you saw it, it said 47 days
I
earlier.
knew I should have done this wall myself. This thing turned into a nightmare. We wasted product. I had to fire the sub, so I'm gonna go back and just do it myself.
I don't understand.
Well, you don't understand? There's no wall. What don't you understand?
Understand what?
So they're having problems 47 days ago with their contractor. Now, I don't think this just opened right now. This is when their video came out. So anyway, this is the Boise Boys, and I'm going to meet these guys because this is a video that's been out 3 hours today, and it's had already 2,157 views.
Wow. Yeah, these guys are killing it.
Yep, they're doing pretty darn well. By the way, this is a guy from Spud Run that we're going to get on and be a speaker on in our channel here. But yeah, this is in 3 hours. They've had all these views. Look at these comments. Great episode. The Boise Boys are back. Luke and Clint rock. Thanks for the great show. Glad to see you guys again. The whole house filtration is awesome. 2 of you together. Thank you. So much fun. Anyway, lots of really cool stuff. And I'm not sure what they did. Let's look at their whole site, Luke and Clint. 12,000 subscribers. They did 3 hours ago. They did 5 days ago. They got 6,000. 2 weeks ago, 4,000. 51,000 a month ago. This is now describing what happened to them.
Boise Boys, and we're back.
Again, it's going. I don't know if you've ever been out.
Amazing thing.
It's Boise, Idaho. In the background, everybody. That's our mountains. What happened to the Boise Boys? This is their
Airbnb.
This is their warehouse.
This is furniture.
Where they're storing things.
Did we import? We keep moving. So people always ask me what
Timber
Clint and I have been up to.
and Love is their restaurant.
We're still filming, and we have been filming, but Clint moved away for a couple years to be with his boys down in Texas. And I am just full-fledged trying to provide for my family. There's tons of stuff going on with residential projects, clients. We have a bunch of internal projects, doing a new subdivision. And everyone's book. in the meantime. And we also have Airbnbs all over, some long-term rentals. If I don't hustle, you know, it could put me in a tough spot. So it's been awesome having Clint move back. I mean, obviously one of my best friends. We love spending time together, hanging out, and we really wanted to keep working on projects together.
Well, they're showing us in 8 minutes what it is means to come back. Let's go back through it a little bit.
It's good. It's all it's why we're doing all this stuff, so that we can spend time on the forum. For your birthday, we need to get
It looks like he has a few kids. It looks like they're probably mostly somehow learning disabled and have been
see it.
mostly, I'm sure, adopted. Pretty cool. I'm just learning about these guys. They look like a very cool.
List. They seemed excited. This Airbnb, there's still like a handful of things I know I need to get before we relist it. Step back, take some pictures. I'm losing money every second this stuff rents it up. Lock it up. Let's go. So the thing about good design is knowing where to find things. That there's cool things, Scooby fast.
So it's a thrift store. Just going in and looking at all kinds of cool stuff.
Exactly what a client needs.
There you go. What do you like that? Mom, what's that?
An old video game. Here's a bacon that they gotta get out of the thrift store.
But I really enjoy sharing. I think they will demand top number. They really do.
So what did we say? There's been 51,000 views of films.
We've been filming.
So yeah, we're gonna go.
House has a fun things, a bunch of new content.
I gotta tell you, this is a good house. Something over there. Fun takes, behind the scenes.
So now let's go to a dynamic action team. We've been putting videos out. Here's one that's been out 7 years. There's been 86 views. Here is dynamic action team.
Because in the winter, you're gonna get this
10 years ago.
maybe 18 inches of ice, maybe even more. I have some.
Yeah, it's
Nice. If you're gonna
86
keep fish in there through the winter, what you may or may not want to do if you have a location in the world where you do have freezing.
So we have some shorts. Let's see what's some now. Here we go, though. I don't think this is ours. Why would this be shorts showing on our site, Mark? Oh, it's not really showing the site.
Yeah.
It's still not showing our site. The e-webinars, there we go. This is our, let's watch us. So I'm not going to show this. This is
The connection to you.
just like we go live on.
Yeah, see what I'm
Search. Wonder how this guy got 20,000 views. A strike team headed to the Hawk Fire.
Hey, everybody, Economic Ninja.
Let's see this guy again. Come on.
Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here with an update on the Hawkfire. Just want to show you something right here. These engine.
You know what? It keeps flipping on and on. Anyway,
Number of studies, they said for every
switching.
Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here with an update on the Hawkfire. Just want to show you something right here. These engines leaving right now. These 5 red fire engines are leaving, and you'll notice a command vehicle in front. Those are a strike team of Type 3s. A strike team is designated by its type of engine, and that it is 5 fire engines with 1 command vehicle. They form up together, they travel together. You're going to see them hitting on the highway right now.
I'm turning that off. We're gonna go back to the phone. Am I sharing right now or not?
Yes, you're sharing. Yep.
This was what we did last week, actually. So here we go. Back to the gatekeepers. So again, these guys didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for funding. They built first. The audience came second. That's what we're doing. Now they're going independent. That takes guts. It also takes belief that the story is bigger than the platform. I think that's what EAT is. So here's the Rockville parallel. Bigger, wilder, real. 160 acres in the Ohio desert of Oahe County. Off-grid solar. We have a 20,000 watt DC solar trailer. 20 working dogs, German short-haired pointers, Brittany's, setters, all kinds of dogs. We have Jerusalem artichokes growing on desert soil. We have weird ranch animals, you name it. A church, a community, everything's built from zero. Power, water, roads, shelter, everything. No existing structure originally, just land. So the difference, Boise boys renovate houses that already exist. At Rockville, there was nothing. Everything, power, water, roads, shelter, community, built from zero. Boise boys made it look good. Rockville makes it real. So what if you build something that you started from zero? No money, no permission, just land and a vision. You can do it. You should think about it. Who in this community, in our whole community, is building something from scratch right now? If you are, please tell us about it. What's harder, building the thing or getting people to see it? I guess it's not building it, it's getting people to see it. So we call this a bridge. The Boise boys build beautiful houses. But here's another. What happens when there's a 578,000 acre fire burning near your house and you're off grid? Beauty matters. Resilience matters a lot more. We're building for both. But why is that significant? Because that's happening. We have a 578,000 acre fire burning not more than 7 or 8 miles from our site at Rockville. I don't know how far we get with this one because we have 20 minutes left. So we're going to talk now about weather. But first, Mark, any questions, comments to I should deal with?
Nope, I don't see questions yet.
I don't know about where you're at, but we've had crazy weather, hail, fire, and then I use the word resilience with that. In Colorado, where we lived for 34 years, there have been 2 hailstorms just in the last week that have caused hundreds of millions of dollars of damage to my friends. Field trial, a dog event held over the weekend. My really good friend Paul's place had over $450,000 worth of damage to his house. 20 dog trucks that all had $10,000 each worth of damage. And then who knows how much other land damage, lots of it from hail. I already mentioned that within 7 miles of us, we've got fires in here in Idaho. So now let's talk about who cares? You know, if you guys live in just cities and you're just safe from everything, then you probably don't care. But doubt that's the case. Why that went over there? Why is that there? Let's go back to that one. Let's go to this. Why is that there? I don't understand how this whole program works. Why is that there? Well, on August 15th, it's not very long ago, there were 3 feet of hail in one location. There's been news reports showing snowplows going down the roads, pushing hail in the middle of August. There were flash flooding, stranding vehicles, nearly a dozen water rescues by South Metro. Roads were buried in hail, water, slush. Looked like a January blizzard. Near where we're at, hail up to 3 inches in diameter in Orchard, which is near where my ranch that I owned for 17 years was at, bigger than baseballs. 74-mile-an-hour wind, 686 properties that have structures on them were impacted by 1 inch and greater hail. But that was just part of one big massive storm that hit 28 states, 64 cities that day. But a lot of times you don't know of the very specific people that were hit. And in this case, I did. I know people that had their houses ruined, their barns ruined, their crops ruined, their living ruined. Just because of it's not normal weather. This is what climate disruption looks like on the ground. How about burning? We have 2 fires near us, right where I was at earlier today. Big grass fire has burned 578,000 of land. It's 91%, 93% contained now, but it has a 670-mile perimeter. It is one of the largest fires in modern Oregon history. There have been BLM glands that have been closed for 11 days. And the reason it just continued to burn is because this cheatgrass that was there and that's all around us is a great fire spreader in terms of a grass. There's a new fire that just started on the 24th. We're at 750 acres. There's new evacuation orders ordered by our county sheriff. We have a level 3 go evacuation where I'm at, where our property is. And then there's multiple other new fires across southern Idaho, 79 large wildfires burning nationwide. Again, this is literally in Rockville's backyard. So, when 3 feet of hail buries your road in August, what gets you through? What gets you through that? Resilience. When a 578,000 acre fire is burning 50 miles from your ranch, what gets you through it? Resilience. Off-grid solar means when the grid goes down, you still have power. Water systems mean you still have water. Self-sufficiency means you're not waiting for someone to rescue you. The people who are prepared are the ones who come through. The people who didn't and aren't are on the news. Rockville was built for this, not a bunker, but as a working model of what resilience looks like. So, a few questions for the group. What's the craziest weather you've experienced this summer, or even in your life? What would happen to your family if the power went out for a week right now? Do you have a resilience plan? Or are you hoping nothing happens? My
Wayne,
guess, yes.
I see that your slides are in automatic mode, so on top, and it has like all the boxes checked, use timing, show media. Yeah, so this should be manual. And yeah, you can take the check boxes off. Timing also.
Doesn't.
Uh, yeah,
Excellent.
on
Yeah. It's not, but it's not doing it now. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to. Again, this is not a computer learning it or use a computer class. It's not what I'm trying to do here. Okay. I would like you to answer these questions because I think most of you don't do this. You don't even think about this. What's the craziest weather you've experienced this summer? What would happen to your family if the power went out right now for a week? I know what would happen with most of you. You'd be panicking. You'd be showing up at somebody else's doorstep trying to see if you could live with them. Do you have a resilience plan? Or do you really just hope nothing happens? The vast majority of you hope nothing happens. Is that good, bad, indifferent? I think it's bad. Your turn. Oops, didn't mean to move that. Oh, what'd you move? Spin it around. Let's make it upside down, whatever. Okay, move. Oh, got it in. There we go. Move. There. That's centered. Usually it'll show you a line when it's centered. That's centered, I think. No, there's the line. Now it's centered. That's centered. Okay. So, what is the economics message? We've said this many times, but some of you are listening to this for the first time, probably. Profit, planet, and people. The only way to prove it is to build it. Build something from scratch with your hands and your faith. Don't wait for permission. See, I'm not doing that, Mark. That has nothing to do with automatic. Automatic is when it goes back and forth. And for whatever reason, it just decided to put that little box around the economics message. I didn't do it. So I don't know why it's doing this. Build something from scratch with your hands and your faith. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for funding. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. The field is ready. The people are ready. The only question is, are you? So we have about 12 minutes left. And I have other things we could talk about, but let's just see if there's any other comments. I'm going to look on my comments thing real quick. Equivalence checking is a formal verification method used to mathematically prove two representations of hardware or software behave differently. Okay, cool. There's a cool little article about grant writing. article about grant writing. Let's look at this because we have a nonprofit. Start a quiz, questions. See, this wants us to put our opt-in, wants us to know who we are before it'll even let us do anything. I'm not going to do that right now. All the stuff about writing grants. Pretty cool. Not a bad article. Pretty long. It's the name of this website, Free Will, it looks like. About free will, who we are. It looks like they make planning documents. Founders are Patrick Schmidt, Genevieve Spradling. They're going to raise $1 trillion for nonprofits. Not bad. Whoop. So, what's next? Mass walls use thick, dense materials. Yep, they do. So, looks like that's it for our comments and questions. Rockville's going great, AJ. I was just out there today. Here's something I was showing the other camera. Let's switch this show over to this screen. And with this, a cool new pink door yesterday. We are going to was it that I wanted to look at? I forgot, Mark.
What was that?
Oh, it's going to show you
Oh,
the Sky Ranch used to look like. These are from
oh, okay.
2016.
Okay.
These are ponds that we built there. You've seen me show these before. It's the house we lived in.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember this.
This is right when we were building.
Oh,
Going quickly. all sort of in the same area, looking towards that building. Our gazebo we bought for $40 at an auction. A boat we bought for $20 to $25 at an auction.
Yeah, could you turn your camera a little bit to the bigger monitor, then we can see everything. Yeah. Yeah, there. Okay. All right.
That was the last picture, but it's not. These were in December. That's ice on that pond. Lots of pictures because I was taking video. This one, that was a little farther away, but these are all built by me and my staff at Mountain Sky Ranch. Stone from our quarry. There's the biggest of the ponds. It's about 3 acres. Alpacas. Temporary electric fence. Another one right there. Stone from our quarry. Bunch of canoes underneath some Alpacas and pallet buildings, which we give away the plans for these. Shipping containers that we grew fodder in, much larger groups up on the hillside. Manure that we're composting. A video. That's a pine compost. Just walk alongside the compost. Our house that we lived in for a lot of years. Look at all these pallet buildings. What was a mobile home turned into a alpaca rearing unit right there. Our entry area, you saw these ponds earlier. You guys can all do this. It's a lot of work, but we got it done and lived there. This is 10 years ago. So this we left there temporarily. That was an enclosure that would go over. That's an island right there, by the way. That would go over a utility box out on the neighborhood. There was that manure pile at the end of the property. So these are the videos that were made from all those images previous. Got a whole bunch of other pictures here. There's alpacas. Belvedere. It's our world champion. It was me 10 years ago. This is inside what we turned into our CoolBot, which is a refrigerated unit. So we insulated, that's OSB in a pellet built structure. You can see it's too short for me to even stand up in, so less than 6 foot tall. Eggs cartons that we were using to store in there. That's outside of it. That unit would have been right back behind me here. Horse trailer we had at the time, dump trailer that I wish we still had. Our interns. We had what is called an intern wall of fame. These were all interns that worked at the ranch at one time. That's me inside one of our food production units. Alpacas. Go. Who is that, everybody? Who was with me there? Russ Biagni.
Yes.
Think doesn't even need a lot. I didn't even think reason.
The track is pointing back.
It's like a rat. Yeah. Appliances work, the air conditioning work, refrigerated freezers work, everything works. It's also
So just the videos and the last of them. All right, let me look last for questions to end, and then we'll end with this. Got the screen here, and why is my, there it is. By the way, there's a question here about, not a question, a comment about Trump's beef import plan. Here it is. Fuels online theories about horse meat. I don't know what that's all about, but there are less cattle being raised in North America today than at any time since 1999. That's not good news. How much are shipping containers near me? 2 years ago, a 20-foot shipping container was priced at $2,400 plus delivery, $5 a mile. Yeah, well, the big price you're paying for is delivery there. So I rarely buy 20-footers. I buy 40-footers. Our 40-footers, we bought 4 of them within the last 6 months. We buy 2-door ones, so single use. They've only been used one time prior to having them, for $6,500. And we buy, and that's delivered price. We buy 5-door shipping containers, and I'll show pictures of those at some time at Rockville for $8,500. So, you can't really compare 20s to the 40s, because 40s just have whole different features. It's not like they're just twice as big. They're hard to move around. So it's probably way more expensive to ship a 40-footer than it is a 20-footer. You can put a 20-footer on a trailer that a pickup truck can pull easily. Anyway, thank you guys. Thanks all the audience. We will talk to you again next week. Do we have any other guests in the next week, Mark?
Not next week. We have one in November. I can show you the page we have. So here is Margulis. Ran Margulis in November 18.
Very cool. All right, Mark, thank you for your help. Thank you, audience, for all you've done. We love you. We appreciate you. Make the planet better. Make some money.